Ladies and gentlemen, today we have some absolutely massive breaking news. You see, California Governor Gavin Newsom has not only capitulated to President Trump, but in fact, now he's begging for his help. You see, after years of Newsom's California proudly defying federal immigration law under the progressive delusion of being a sanctuary state, Governor Gavin Newsom has officially thrown in the towel. And remember, this is the very same Governor Gavin Newsom who once said that federal ICE agents weren't welcome in California. Well, guess what? He's now begging President Trump to send ICE agents in to help clean up the disaster that he himself created. You see, right now, Governor Gavin Newsom is practically begging President Trump's ICE agents to apprehend some of California's most violent offenders, including one illegal immigrant that entered the country on numerous occasions illegally, who ultimately ended up taking the lives of two young American citizens. And as I said a moment ago, it wasn't too long ago that Newsom's California was playing hardball with ICE, refusing to let the federal immigration agents carry out operations inside of the state. Now, I want you all to take a look at what none other than Stephen Miller had to say about all of this. But first, I want to say real quick that if you guys enjoy the daily news updates, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this.
When you have California, a sanctuary state, that is refusing to turn over even illegal alien criminals and gang members to ICE. So these are illegal aliens in California who have been arrested by California police, by California law enforcement, for serious crimes, for crimes against children, for felonies, for crimes that threaten public safety, and they are refusing to hand these criminal illegal aliens over to ICE. Instead, they're freeing them back into the cities to offend and offend again. By any definition, what California is doing is criminal. It is a violation of our laws. It is one of the most heinous things that I have seen in my entire life in Washington.
But think about this. Stephen Miller, you go down to the border, and if you were to assist known illegal immigrants and, let's say, transport them, are you aiding and abetting law breaking? Wouldn't you get arrested? Wouldn't I get arrested? Wouldn't anybody watching the show get arrested?
Yes. In fact, you would do significant jail time, particularly under the policies of this administration. By the same token, if you, as an American citizen, put, say, a child into the back of a truck and drive them across straight lines, you'll be prosecuted for child trafficking. The Biden administration itself, the actual government of the United States, trafficked 500,000 children into this country and helped them to disappear. That is criminal. And back to the point about sanctuary states and sanctuary cities, there are laws against harboring. There are laws against evading authorities. There are laws against smuggling, laws against concealing, laws against obstructing justice. President Trump, as we speak, is working on an executive order that will be issued in the very near future that will clamp down and crack down on sanctuary cities as never before. This is a cancer on our democracy, the effort of the radical left to shield even the most violent illegal aliens from enforcement. President Trump will be soon taking action. It will be more robust and more aggressive than anything done in this area before.
So, folks, as Stephen Miller so eloquently laid out, sanctuary policies aren't just stupid, they're also deadly, and regrettably, California has had to learn that the hard way. And so here's the truth. Governor Gavin Newsom's decision to allow ICE agents to operate inside of California is a full-scale admission that his state's progressive immigration policies have been a total catastrophic failure. For years now, California state's sanctuary laws have actively shielded violent illegal immigrants, repeat offenders, some with criminal histories longer than a CVS receipt, have been released back into the public, all because of the radical anti-American progressive ideology. But now, with crime skyrocketing and millions of people fleeing the state altogether, Governor Gavin Newsom has had no choice but to admit the truth. President Trump was right, and sanctuary cities do nothing other than create a hell-on-earth scenario for everyday hardworking Americans. And now, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday afternoon, Borders' Tom Homan had a special message for the leaders of sanctuary cities across the country. Take a look at this.
As we're talking right now, Lawrence, we have the most secure border in my lifetime right now because of President Trump's actions. And again, get back sanctuary cities, they want to keep their game going. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get together with Secretary Newsom. We're going to flood these sanctuary cities with federal agents. If we can't arrest a bad guy in the jail, we're going to arrest him on the street. We got to do it stronger. We got to do it faster. If we can't do it in the streets, then we're going to increase worksite enforcement operations in those sanctuary cities. We're going to flood worksite enforcement operations. We can't arrest them at the home, then we'll arrest them at workplace. We're coming to sanctuary cities. We're going to put all hands on deck. Sanctuary cities are not going to get away with this illegality that's killing Americans at record numbers. I'm disgusted at every representative on the Hill who isn't fighting with ICE to arrest every public safety threat, every national security threat roaming around these communities. President Trump made a promise. We're going to keep that promise.
You hear that, folks? The Trump administration is done playing softball with all of these anti-American sanctuary cities that have been actively harboring illegal immigrants. So now, as we can see with the state of California, some of the very same states that once fought ICE tooth and nail are calling up the Trump administration and begging for backup, because they're finally starting to realize that allowing millions of undocumented, violent, illegal invaders into your state is actually not such a good idea. And between you and me, I'll tell you what, I think California is just the beginning, because you better believe that other blue states across the country are watching this unfold and starting to think to themselves, yeah, maybe we should have listened to President Trump. In truth, all of this uncontrolled illegal immigration has absolutely ravaged California's state budget, stressed its infrastructure, and turned entire neighborhoods into third world crime zones. But now, things have gotten so bad that at this point, the consequences are undeniable. Even the king of California progressivism himself, Gavin Newsom, is crawling back to the Trump administration and begging for help. After all the talk and all of the progressive theatrics, now the situation with all of these violent illegal immigrants has gotten so out of control that now Gavin Newsom wants a bailout. So, this is a good start, because all of these illegal immigrants do need to get out of the country, but between you and me, I'm more of a Tom Homan kind of guy. I think that Trump should hire 10 times more deportation agents and just start sweeping the country, apprehending, detaining, and deporting every single last one of these illegal immigrants. Because, folks, that is what needs to happen so we can finally start putting America first. Now, folks, before we wrap up with today's video, I want to say real quick that I've actually gone ahead and made a community Facebook page where I'll be posting additional news and updates as it relates to all of this. So if you guys use Facebook, check out the pinned comment down below and give that page a follow. But everyone, that is going to be a wrap for today's video, so please go down below and drop a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video while you're down there. As I said earlier, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle here on YouTube. Thank you all very much for tuning in today, and of course, as always, stay safe.